So, Have marbe lechakor et ha'edim, be increasingly thorough in examining the witnesses. Yesterday we described these witnesses in a literal sense, but today we describe them in a different way because there is a piece of Talmud that speaks about these witnesses. And the Talmud says the following. If a person sins in private and says to himself, there'll be no comeback on this because after all, this is entirely private. Nobody sees me. I'm in my own home. I'm in my own space, and there can't be any witnesses. So when I come before the Almighty, before the divine court, and they want to call witnesses, there will be no witnesses because dead people can't act as witnesses, and there were no witnesses because I was all alone in my little own space. Nobody could see what I was doing. Says the Talmud, no, that is a big mistake. It says there are three witnesses that are present. The first are the walls of your house. The second are the ministering angels who accompany you. And the third is your own soul. What is the walls of your house? What are they going to testify? The walls of your house, say walls have ears. The walls of your house are going to stand up and explain what actually happened in the difference between the public and the private person, what went on in your own home. Not something which everybody always wants to be able to show to the world, but the walls are listening all the time and they will testify against you. And they say, we were there when you behaved in such and such a way, and we will testify against you. And the ministering angels, they're the ones who accompany you on all of your journeys, wherever you go. They're going to talk about the way in which you've behaved in the outside world, how you conducted yourself in your relationships with others, how you conducted yourself in business, whether you're a person who conducted oneself with integrity, with decency, or with optimism, with pessimism, etc. They're there with you all the time. They're following you and they are aware of what you're doing. But most importantly, the biggest witness to testify against oneself is one's own soul. In other words, one's own sense of integrity, one's own sense of what is right and what is wrong. That in the end of the day, one's own soul turns around and says, you had the potential to behave in a different kind of way and you messed up big time. And I, as your soul, am very upset about that and I'm going to bring testimony against you. It's a very extraordinary concept that a part of ourselves should bring testimony against ourselves. We'll expand upon this a little bit with the onliners shortly.